What makes a great quarterback? At what point do you know that a quarterback is overhyped? Bryce Jones as well as DJ had all of that hype coming out of high school, all of that hype going into college. Bryce Young did his thing. I'm not here to tarnish, I'm not here to step on his career that he carved out in Alabama. That was a hell of a run. On Saban's last leg, might I add. He did it while Saban was on his way out. If the game had got too much for Saban, he couldn't be in the forefront taking L's like that, especially losing in a recruiting game to Deion Sanders. Saban wasn't going out like that. Bryce Young was lucky enough to get Saban on his last leg. The last big hoorah. If he asked Saban, he made Bryce Young. Let him tell it, so they took him number one. As that number one pick, people are expecting a lot out of you. Listen, if you can't deliver, and you can't deliver fast in this game, then nobody's going to want you. That's just the way this thing goes. Gone are the times where quarterbacks would sit down 3 and 4 years just to observe and get in the game and try to make a play, right? Remember those days when QBs would sit behind a quarterback for 4 or 5 years, finally get their start, finally get their opportunity and be able to ball because they soaked in all of that knowledge, all of that game. But sometimes it never happened. Sometimes that backup never got that chance. But that's the way it used to go. And since it's not going like that anymore, people need to understand that these guys are under a microscope and they have to perform fast. Management will put these people in horrible positions. I'm not saying that Bryce Young isn't to blame, but what I'm getting at is he needs the pieces around him to be successful. You got to give him a chance. You got to give the guy a chance. Carolina never gave him that opportunity, and you see how the media will paint you. You will become a bust. You will become no good to the league. This is what comes with getting drafted early sometimes. It's almost better for you to go to a better situation than to be thrown in there with the Wolves with an organization who doesn't know how to handle you. Now, the knock on Bryce is he's undersized. Well, you knew he was a small dude when you took him. You knew he wasn't big when you took him, but you still went there and took him at number one. You trusted Saban's word. You trusted Saban's word on this kid, and you trusted the film. You are supposed to know your personnel. And the thing is, you're throwing this kid under the bus for everybody to crucify him. I'm not shocked in the least bit at the Carolina Panthers. Look how they did Cam Newton, a dude who brought so much glory to their franchise. Look how they did that man, right? Took him to the Super Bowl, had an MVP, got an MVP out of him. They did Cam crazy, got him out of there. Said, we want you for the future. No, we don't. Cut him. Got him out of here. McAfee, you're up next. It's on you. That's how they did Cam. That's how they did one of their most glorified players. So what do you think they're going to do with this number one pick who's really not giving them any production? They did an MVP like that. Boy, of course they're going to throw you under the bus. Who are you, Bryce Young? And the thing is, are we overhyping these quarterbacks? Fresh out of high school, going to college, they make a name for themselves in college. Are they really ready for the league? I know that's where we're at. They got to be able to come in and perform immediately. But when you're thrusted in a position that is bound to see you fail, a position that is waiting for you to walk through that door just so it could shit on you at the end of the day. They've been patiently waiting to screw up a number one pick. And they finally got that opportunity again. And look how quick they're getting rid of Bryce Young. Look how quick they're throwing him to the Wolves and getting them out of there. It speaks to where we are in the league. You got to be able to perform immediately, and you have to go to the right situation. DJ, we speak on these guys coming out of high school at the exact same time. Bryce Young, the overall number one ranked quarterback, I believe. DJ, the number one drop back quarterback. Great rivalry in high school. We really built these guys up and acted like they were going to be next level quarterbacks. We're seeing where this stuff plays out. Are we overhyping these quarterbacks? Are we overhyping these California, LA guys? We're seeing Malachi from Los Al, going to SC, then transferring to Boise, losing out to Mad Dog. what's going on with the California quarterbacks? It begs to be asked. The question begs to be asked. And I apologize if it seems like I'm snapping off on the city, but I mean well. What's up with these cats, man? Is it the pressure? Are they seeing too much money early to where they feel like they don't have to come and do numbers once they get to the league? Are they feeling like they've made it before they even touch the league? What's up with these guys? Why aren't they reaching expectations? The people's expectations, at least, because they may feel like they're doing good. You know, they've made it to a level that most people will never see, made more money than most people will ever make. So maybe Bryce Young and DJ Uiagalelei, that maybe they feel content with where they are right now in their football careers. Or maybe we just put way too much hype on them coming out of high school, thinking they was gonna be a little bit more than this. Now, how did you feel? How did the people feel? Did y'all ever feel like these dudes was gonna be real successful at the next level? It's not over for either one of these guys. It's just looking bad, and it's looking bad for the city that these cats are going out and performing like this on a high level. You know what I mean? Who are making these rankings? Who's creating this propaganda around these youngsters to where we feel like they're really next up and they're not ready for the situations they're getting thrown into? They need a little bit more time. It is what it is. You get in this league and you can fall flat on your face. So maybe they genuinely feel battle tested. You got to give it up for Bryce Young taking full accountability for his actions. You haven't heard DJ complain about anything. Everything he has going on at the crib, you ain't heard him utter a word about that. He got his head down. He's playing ball. At the end of the day, we got to stop putting so much stock in these so-called number one prospects and know a real prospect when you see one, because this shit is getting out of control. It's getting out of hand. People finagling, finessing. I'm the number one drop back quarterback. No, I'm number one overall quarterback. I do it all. But it's not going the way the predictors predicted. It's looking ugly for both of these young men. And I don't want it to go like this for them. I want their trajectory to be on a positive note. How do we get it there? The better question is, how do we get here? Getting caught up in the hype machine early. We've all been a victim. Or is this just a part of the game? Is it a part of the game for us to have seen people fail and be bust and be ranked high and not be successful as we want them to be? We've seen this story before. It could all just be part of the game. Or do you just believe you bought into that hype factor, that overall hype from the jump, that this DJ kid, this dual sport athlete is going to be amazing at the next level? This Bryce Young kid, as small as he may be, he's got the might of a small tiger. He's got the will of a lion. This kid can really go. He deserves to be the number one draft pick. I would never take that away from him. But looking back, in the grand scheme of things, looking back, would you take him as your number one pick again? Would a GM take Bryce Young right now, right here, right now? No Diddy. Yeah, I can't confidently say that will happen right now at this moment. It's the Failed Athlete, man. It's an honor and a blessing to just be chopping it up with y'all, man. Hey, hop in that comments section. Get the dialogue started. It's the Failed Athlete, man. I don't mean you gotta fail in life. Let's go.